Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to break down the High Republic comics that came out for the month of August. We have now doubled the comics for the High Republic that came out in the previous month. We have 4 to talk about today, including the free comic book day, the High Republic Adventures issue. We also have a brand new miniseries starting, The Monster of Temple Peak. We also have the High Republic Adventures issue number 7, as well as the High Republic from Marvel issue number 8. So we're going to dive right in with the free comic book a day edition of the High Republic Adventures. So there is a bit of an excerpt from issue number 1 in the back of this issue. But the beginning of this issue is a brand new story involving Ram Jamaram. We also have Lula Talasolo, as well as Zine Morala in the aftermath of Crash Point Tower. So this is written by none other than we have Daniel Jose Older. So he is also writing this, as he does with every other High Republic Adventures story. So we have all these characters. They're on Valo in Lonisa City. They're trying to help the survivors of this violent Nihil attack that we see in both the Rising Storm as well as Race to Crash Point Tower. So they're going all around, and just is a great issue showcasing the powers and these Jedi working together. So we have Ram Jamaram going on V18, flying around as a speeder, but we also have Tayoric making a cameo where she's on a Sandval, and we actually see what a Sandval looks like now, and it's basically just a Star Wars dragon. It's really cool. We get to see these scav droids that we've heard about in the High Republic stories. It's just a really good story for people that are picking up a comic book on free comic book day and want to see what's going on in the High Republic. Next up, as I mentioned, we have a brand new series. Now, first of all, this was originally going to be a graphic novel, The Monster of Temple Peak, and this is written by Kevin Scott, who, man, this guy's so busy when it comes to Star Wars in general. So this is all about Tayoric. This is a comic series that predates her first appearance in The Rising Storm, also written by Kevin Scott. So Tayoric is a Saber for Hire, and by the way, this is chapter 1, Saber for Hire. Yes, so she used to be a Jedi. She was a Padawan. She left the Jedi Order. Maybe that's why we're going to get the story to figure out why she left the Jedi Order. So she is just going around kind of like a knight, if you were, like a hedge knight if you're a Game of Thrones fan. She's just going around getting the lay of the land of the galaxy in this case, and just helping those in need, but also charging people for her help. She just is kind of like a witcher, also of the Star Wars galaxy. She's going after monsters, specifically ones that are pretty much like non-sentient. She's just going after these creatures and just taking them out for bounties and whatnot. We see her taking out this creature called a Gundark, you know, ripping the arms off of a Gundark or whatever it could have been from A New Hope or whatever that line came from. But I really do like the colors in this one. They are just so vibrant. It looks like a painting come to life. So I got to give props to Rachel Stott for the artwork on this, because it looks so cool. And I think it's interesting that Tayoric treats her droids the way she does. She doesn't really even give them nicknames. They are just numbers to her, which is different. Usually a lot of the times we see the droids, they are giving a lot more care, almost to the degree of like a dog or a cat for a lot of these characters, where her, she's just like, yeah, they're just here to do my bidding kind of thing, whatever. In fact, she gets very annoyed by that. But we get to see her answer the call to this child in need that is talking about this great creature that we find out by the end of this issue is basically an invisible arachnid type species in Star Wars. So first time we're seeing this, and it's definitely looking like it's proving to be a match for Tayoric, who's really good when it comes to combat, has an awesome purple bladed lightsaber. But we also have a little bit of flashbacks in this involving a character named Tara Dean 10 years prior to the current events in the story. And evidently enough, this is a character that was mentioned in the Dooku Jedi Lost audio book or audio drama from Kevin Scott as well, and that is involving, you know, the Bogan vaults and all the stuff that basically this guy becomes one of the people that leave the Jedi Order and is expelled. So this is going to be very interesting, because we're going to get more of these backstories, I'm assuming, throughout these 4 issues, I think, that make up this miniseries. But yeah, so far I am really much enjoying Monster of Temple Peak. Next up, we have the High Republic Adventures issue number 7 from, of course, Harvey Talabal, the artist, and Daniel Jose Older, who is the writer. And we follow the adventures of Court and Farzala and Afihalo and, Lelox or Leox and of course Geode, right? These characters from Into the Dark are intermingling with the characters from the Star Wars Adventures or Star Wars High Republic Adventures comics here. And we are getting into some really cool territory. We are on Hutt planet, Nal Hutta, and we have our characters split up. We have the people on the vessel who are being attacked by these grunts that were hired by Jabba. Meanwhile, we have Leox and we have Farzala who are taken prisoner for having been falsely accused of attacking none other than Starrapter, the Hutt, and all these people in this meeting they had. Remember, their Jedi Master guy. Ubertek is the guy that was asleep. He was supposed to be the Master Translator, and he was just asleep at the wrong time. So basically, Farzala had to deal with everything going on there as far as being a diplomat, and it didn't go so well when the vessel starts firing away. So this one really is like introspection into Farzala's mind and his previous memories with Obertuk, and how Obertuk is giving him a valuable lesson. Like, you have to actually experience some of your fears in order to realize what they are and to overcome them. So we have lots of valuable lessons going on in Farzala, and that leads him to gather enough strength and courage to break out of his prison and basically go around and take out some of these goons, but also come to the rescue of the person that was in charge of the capture. Even though he's captured by this person, he is still showing him compassion as a Jedi would and should, and in doing so comes down to the realization that he is not the one that's actually guilty, and we figure out that they're not guilty, and Jabba the Hutt is there, and we see him for the first time in the High Republic, and he basically gets framed for the stuff that actually happened. Starrapter is not very happy with that, and now it is basically up to the characters of the High Republic Adventures to go and face the Drengir. Now the Drengir are this primary threat that they have to go fight. The relations with the Hutts are kind of shaky at best at this point. So I really did like to see a lot of these little things happening in this issue. Of course, with Jabba the Hutt, that is the biggest thing about this issue that I've seen. But Farzala definitely got his character fleshed out a lot more than we've seen him in the past. Now I just wish we would get a little bit more history on Court, which I think we are pretty soon. And last but certainly not least, we have the High Republic from Marvel. This is issue number 8, Heart of the Drengir, the Root of Terror. In this one, we have all the Jedi. They're on this planet called Mulita. It's in wild space, and as where the great progenitor of the Drengir are. So Avar Kriss has rallied all the Jedi she can to her cause, and they're fighting, and there's this epic battle. You have Skier there. You even have none other than Vitus Comac, as well as Reith Silas from Into the Dark. And then we get the meeting of Keeve Trennis, as well as Orla Drenny come to their aid as well. There's this big grand battle going on, and next thing you know, Avar Kriss, we find out, has been overcome by the Drengir. Her mind is being probed, and it doesn't look good for her. In fact, the Great Progenitor, this was the idea of the Great Progenitor, is to gather Avar Kriss, who has a strong link with the Jedi, and through that link with the Jedi, the Great Progenitor was going to do like mind control of the Jedi and basically just bring their defeat. But the Jedi turn it around on her. It's Avar Kriss that is actually able to summon up the willpower of the Jedi, and all at once they're able to overcome the Great Progenitor, and Reith Silas and Comac come to the aid of the Jedi, and they use this kind of device that like basically encumbers the Great Progenitor to the point where they are now under the protection of the Jedi in this like shielded state. Of course, the Hutt there, Moraga the Hutt, does not like this. Wants to kill the Drengir. The Jedi must defend the Drengir because they don't believe that this life should be killed. They're Jedi. They protect the lives of all sentient creatures, and this is a sentient creature. So they are standing guard, and Moraga backs down. And that is basically the end of the issue. We do find out that, of course, Valo is under attack. Lunisa City is under attack, and that brings us right into the events concurrently with the Rising Storm and the Race Crash Point Tower. So that's kind of our tease for the next issue. But so much happened in this issue. It was awesome. We get that connection between a Drengir and a Sith finally. We thought it was just Darksiders, but now we have the confirmation. It was, in fact, the Sith. There's this really funny kind of history between Skier and Orla Drenny where they used to have some kind of romantic thing going on, which to me just made me laugh. That was great. The Bogan Vault is mentioned, and this is where they're gonna keep the Great Progenitor. Nothing bad can happen, right? Just putting this thing on a starlight beacon, maybe some guy will free it and it will just kill everything. It just seems like, okay, something's doomed to fail. Maybe the Hutts are gonna stage an assault on the starlight beacon, in fact, to try to get it out of there. I don't know, but there's such big moments. Aria Anandito does the artwork, and man, oh man, this guy comes back swinging. He hasn't been on the last few issues, but the artwork overall has been so good for the High Republic series. Seeing these Jedi come to life and just seeing the bubbles of the different Jedi kind of concentrate through the Force when all their minds link with Avar Kriss, and just, oh man, there are such epic moments. I feel like every issue just gets better and better and better when it comes to the High Republic. Kevin Scott is doing an incredible job just keeping things all together so well. And of course, it's nice seeing Reith and Comac and Orla Drenny kind of finishing what they started. They're the ones that actually let the Dren gear out, which included the Great Progenitor, and now they're the ones that are going to shut it down again. So to me, that's pretty cool seeing that all come through in the crossing of the characters in the different mediums. So there you have it, guys. We had 4 comics we talked about for the month of August for the High Republic. Have you been keeping up? Are you interested more than ever in the High Republic? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, I have a weekly Star Wars podcast called Outer Rim Transmission, where every Friday we go live around 9 o'clock Eastern, and you could check us out live, or you could go ahead and download the episodes on your favorite podcast app service. That is going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.